All right, back out here again for the second time for another outside lesson through the Spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahweh Shai on this January the 15th, 2026, on this Thursday afternoon. And so with that, I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakak Kodash, and the Heavenly Father. True name is Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, Bahashem, and the name of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Those are the true names in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew, the lost one Kodash Old Tongue. And I said Barakatham to the elders and the apostles, Wa'akim Akwaf, and I say Shalom. And this is a outside lesson that I wanted to bring out of 2nd Esdras chapter 9 verse 3. That's going to be the title of the outside lessons. So hopefully this be edifying through the Spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahweh Shai on this January the 15th, 2026, on this Thursday afternoon. And the title of the lesson is going to be 2nd Esdras 9 verse 3. That's going to be an outside lesson for the second time. And this is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 9 verse 3. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, uproars, people world. Right, because I'll be doing sit-down lessons of earthquakes in diverse places on a daily basis. So we starting to see the Heavenly Father visit this earth with these high magnitude of earthquakes in diverse places. And this is what He spoke about from the days before the evil beginning, just like Yahweh Shai's word too. And we're going to be seeing the uptick of modern day uproars, people world. So we're going to be seeing more seditions and uprisings between the nations. And so it says in Luke 20, verse 25, and there should be signs in the sun, and the moon, and the stars, and upon the earth, destructive nations will perplex sea birds roaring. So we're going to be seeing more the destructive nations will perplex sea birds roaring, and the uproars, people world that we're seeing these protests take place around the world. And we're seeing protests are heating up over there in Myanmar, and we're seeing protests take place over there in India. And we're seeing protests continue to take place over there in Syria, even though they came to a ceasefire last week. But we're still going to see more uproars and tensions over there in that area. And we're going to see more uprisings over there in Iran, and more uprisings over here in America as well too, which is modern day Babylon the Great. So we're going to be seeing more uptick of uproars, people world, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, modern day ruler against modern ruler. So that's only going to continue to increase. Hey, shout out to that brother Yahweh, the prophets of the scene, just come between. It's the book of Luke 21. Matter of fact, yeah, Luke 21 verse 25, it's locked in. This is Luke 21 and this is the gospel of Luke 21 verse 25. It says, and there shall be signs in the sun and the stars upon the earth, distress of nations, what perplex sea birds roaring. Right, so that's what we're seeing. We're seeing the signs in the sun and the moon and the stars as well too. That Yahweh Shai is showing us. He's showing us forth that on a daily basis. And we're going to see the increasing of the distress of nations, what perplex sea birds roaring. So that's only going to continue to increase, and that's what we're seeing. This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, in verse 15. It says, for the sword of destruction draw of 9, and one people should stand up and fight against another with swords in hands. Right, for the sword of destruction draw of 9, and one people should stand up and fight against another with swords in hands. And that's what we're seeing. And we're seeing the seditions and uprisings over there in Iran. And we're seeing tensions are heating up, uprisings and tensions heating up over there in America, over there in Minnesota, and different parts over there in Portland, Oregon. And I think it was another protest. It was like last week or a couple of days ago, if I'm not mistaken, over there in California. It was like the Westwood of California, over there in the area. You had the Iranians. It was like some type of anti-pro regime protest. And then you had some bug out. He had like a U-Haul bus. He was trying to run over the protesters. Hey, so we're going to be seeing more and more of the uproars, people world. Even though that might have been orchestrated potentially, you know, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. Esau, Edom, modern day narrative, creating that order out of chaos narrative. The small hatters, Mossad, agency spies over there in Iran, storing up those protesters over there. Just like you had Nero 47 was enticing the protesters to overthrow their institutions, their leaders over there in the power. And that's what we're seeing more and more in these times. So that's something we'll continue to increase. And this is 2nd Esdras 15 verse 15, for the sword of destruction draw of 9, and one people should stand up and fight against another with swords in hands. Right, that's what we're seeing. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 15 verse 16. It says, there should be sedition among a man invading one another. They should not regard their kingdoms nor their princes, of course, act stand in power. Right, so they should not regard their kingdoms nor their princes, of course, act stand in power. That's what we're seeing. The citizens are rising against their leaders of power. They clash against one another around the world. over here in America, around the world, and then they rise up against their leaders of power. So that's going to go continue to increase. Now get back to that second Esdras, the 9th chapter, and I'm close it out. Yeah, this is the book of second Esdras, chapter 9 and verse 3, from the apocryphal books of the Holy Scriptures, and it reads, it says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, uproars, people world. Right, this is the prophet Ezra, our forefather Ezra was mentioned, and you're going to see more signs of earthquakes and the uproars, people world that the Heavenly Father is going to show us at the Wadi Ha-Bashmashai. So with that, hopefully this outside lesson was edifying. As of January the 15th, 2026, on this Thursday afternoon. So with that, I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakar Kadash, and the Heavenly Father, the true name is Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, Bahashem, in the name of Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. Those are the true names in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew, the Lost Wadash, the Holy Tongue. And I said Barak Abam to the elders and apostles, Wa'akim Akraf. Until next time, I will say Kol Masharallah, and the Ball, Shalom.